Cam,
I found
Cam,
this rant very distracting as your camera just kept
Why
sliding.
does it keep on? What's happening? Why? What's going on? Why is it moving?
wrong way, other way.
Oh my God! What the fuck is happening? Hold on! It's like a Led Zeppelin video, man. I'm stoned. See that double face? Wow, that was fun.
Oh boy. Well, there you go. Now you're getting back to center now.
Yeah.
Oh, you stupid.
Mayo experience.
Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Mayo experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, presented by Underdog. The Week 11 best bets. Are they winning bets? God, no. That's at least our track record right now. Unless it's Pat Mayo's gold pick. That's going very well. All the other picks, not so hot right now. But smash the like, sub to the channel while you're here. Sub to the newsletter to get the recap of the picks on the weekend. Cheat sheet and use code Mayo at Underdog right now to get yourself not only a deposit bonus of up to $1,000, but a Jalen Hurts free pick for Thursday Night Football. And if you miss Thursday Night Football, you get a free pick on Sunday or Monday, whenever you do it. But you got to use code Mayo. Isn't that right, Rob Pizzola?
100%. Got to use code Mayo. You get that newsletter as well. You can fade the picks that come in on Sunday when you don't have anything going. It's easy money so far this year.
I want to say one thing. I just want to say one thing.
Okay.
And it's absolutely unlike other people who blame me for everything problems in their lives. I will blame myself. And I got to stop asking questions because I told you I like the Texans. They won. Every game I go over where you guys disagree, it's a winning. So you know what? I thought about it. I go, don't ask. Just do your own stupid thing. You don't have to worry about this at the end. You know what I'm saying, Rob? That's on me. That's on me for asking. I have to be confident in my shit picks and not ask you guys to get off of my shit picks that actually win.
Cam,
I found this rant very distracting as your camera just kept
Why
sliding.
does it keep on? What's happening? Why? What's going on? Why is it moving?
Wrong way, other way.
Oh my God! What the fuck is happening? Hold on! It's like a Led Zeppelin video, man. I'm stoned. See that double face? Wow, that was fun.
Oh boy. Well, there you go. Now you're getting back to center now.
Yeah.
Oh, you stupid fucking. Okay. Hold on. Oh.
Well, Rob, let's recap the picks from last week while Cam readjusts himself here.
Nope, not that way. Yeah,
There we go.
I want to go that way.
I couldn't hear what he was saying because I just kept focusing on the camera shifting. I don't even know what he said
Hey,
in that
Rob.
1 minute where he was going on. Yeah.
Got something for you. But I'm
Okay.
going to drink it. A nice shot of Jameson out of the biggest loser Dallas Cowboys shot glass.
Cowboys have been very good to me this year.
Got it at the liquor store. They're on the Smirnoff bottles.
Love that.
All right. Well, we probably should.
Are we in the middle now?
No, yeah, you're doing pretty good right now. But our picks not so hot last week. Headed up by Rob Pizzola, 0-3. Did you save all the good picks for the Forward Progress channel? Is that where they were?
I did not.
Oh.
I did not. I bet 8 NFL sides last week, and I went 2-5-1 on the side. So it was actually quite a bad week for me overall. And some of the bigger bets lost as well. So Rob, actually, bad picks all around last week.
I like your honesty, and I did pretty good because I went with my picks that you guys disagreed with. But I got a new thing this week. All me, all the time. No advice. Can't use it. Got to be confident. No more asking. I'm just telling. That's the way it's going to be.
Well,
okay. We'll see how long that this new philosophy from Cam
probably
lasts.
not long.
I was 1-2 last week. Cam, you were 1-2, and Rob was 0-3. After we vowed to be better, we were actually somehow worse. However, the Chargers did come through for me on my gold pick, -7.5. That improves me on the gold picks to 8-2 so far this season. Unfortunately, Rob is evening that out with a 2-8 record in his gold picks, and mine's
bad too.
Rob is 500 with his silver, and he's above 500 with his bronze. And other than that, we're all way below on everything else.
Oh, I'm shit everywhere. That's fact. That's for sure.
We still got half a year to turn this around. We're
We
at
do.
the midway point.
We'll
here.
try. Yeah, boy.
Yeah, well, what are you going to do?
Should have bet the game. I should have bet Houston. I should have bet the other game. I would have got the Giants wrong in San Francisco. But what was the other game you guys had that I liked that you told me no? And it won? It was
You ended up putting Pittsburgh on, and that did win.
yeah, that did win. Yeah,
Yeah,
it was another
we were
game.
opposite. You're right. Yeah, Cam, we were. Yeah.
Yeah.
Anyway, new week.
I brought this up to Jeff and Tim on the spread show, but I ran so hot last week, Rob. Like I hit the gold pick, and then I hammered the Giants, and then I went to check my account because I was trying to like chase some losses throughout the course of the day. I had a whole bunch of money in my account. I couldn't figure out what happened, and I had accidentally bet on Carolina by mistake. You know you're running hot when that sort of stuff happens. I doubt it's ever happened to you, Cam. I'm sure this has happened to you where you've bet the wrong side of a game.
Oh yeah. It usually loses. I usually want the right side and it loses. So you were fortunate. I've done it a million times. And usually I pick I'm like, oh man. And the one I did loses. But taking Carolina, great. I can't believe the Giants can't even win that game. I don't even care about the cover. Like you're getting the ball in overtime. It's set up for a win. And it killed a lot of teasers, man. Like that Giants loss was. But Pat, how are we doing? And then I'm thinking, yeah, my Asian line handicap with Mayo. 6-1. You're Saints and Panthers win.
You got to stop yelling because then when you cut out, we can't hear you.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
the
no
Saints
yelling.
and Panthers won. Isn't that incredible?
It is.
I find it fascinating.
Do you have another
what a
microphone?
No, I don't.
What's the one that you use with Drew?
I use this one, but hold on, Pat. It's obviously it's lost one of its hinges, and I'm unhinged. Some people made me unhinged this week. I'm going to buy a regular microphone, okay? And we're going to see how it works next week. Yeah, this thing's struggling right now.
All right, well, let's get to the gold picks. Apparently, I cannot use Jake Paul over Mike Tyson, Rob, but that's a side that I like this week.
I would agree with you.
I like Paul too.
Yeah, it's going
it
down.
Sucks because I want to just see Tyson like KO this guy. It's not going to happen though.
The guy's
I'd
good,
love
man.
to see Tyson just drop this. It won't. They're wearing light gloves. It's a glorified exhibition match. Paul is the side. I mean, he's been getting bet all week.
Has he though? Because I just logged on to CoolBet and he dropped from -230 to -190.
You know what it is,
I think
Pat?
the Tyson money's coming in.
Tyson's got to knock him out early because Paul's a younger man. That's the whole thing. Like Tyson's got to clip him, and then he can if he doesn't finish him early, it's bad news. It's like Rob, you know the MMA game where you play rope a dope with the guy for a while, you watch him gas, and then you just put him in a chokehold and party's over.
Paul by decision, I think, is a really good bet.
I agree.
I mean, I think I might
Paul by
just.
decision.
I think I might just wait. This happened with the McGregor and Mayweather fight too, where just like by the time like the bell rang, Mayweather was like -175 or something. It's like, okay, yeah, I'll take that free money.
Different level of action on that fight relative to this. But yeah, it did. I mean, listen, like the average person who wants to bet this fight wants to take Tyson, and these types of fights, like, you know, they're not moving strictly off of sharp action. There's so much liability from books in some specific instances that they just have to try to balance the action as best they can. But I mean, I have some friends who are involved in boxing, and I like to listen to them whenever it comes to this fight. I'm not a boxing enthusiast or anything like that, but apparently they're using really light gloves for these, ones that you would usually use in training sessions and stuff like that. It'd be really hard for someone to knock another person out with these types of gloves. So knowing that, I would assume the guy with the better cardio is going to be Paul because he's not approaching 60 years old at this point. So I think he'd have a big
Tyson
advantage.
smokes a lot of weed too. Like he hangs out with Snoop, like he hangs out with a lot of these guys. You see him have a good time, and good on him. I'd be doing the exact same thing, but this is a boxing fight, right? And that can mean something. Rob, good call. If there were heavier gloves and Tyson landed a shot, Paul's dead. Because we know what Mike Tyson does. Like that's a disadvantage, man. If he had heavy gloves, Paul would be in big trouble early in this fight.
Well, I'll go back to football for my gold pick. I am going to eat a lot of points here and take the Detroit Lions -13.5 at home against the Jacksonville Jaguars with Trevor Lawrence out again. They got Matt Cust starting at quarterback. And I just really I love Goff props this week, Rob. Just this is going to be a get right spot. Yeah. He was sort of embarrassed, although they still won. There was just so much negative Goff talk coming out of that game that they're going to let him throw 5 touchdowns here. They're not taking the foot off the pedal.
-14 tender vittles in the Battle of Cats. It's a lot of tender vittles.
I couldn't bet Jacksonville here. I like Detroit. And it's like anything Detroit sub 14, I think Detroit's going to roll them. And Detroit does this to other teams too. They beat up on bad football teams They didn't even have a great game against Tennessee a few weeks back, and they still end up winning that game by like 30 plus. Special teams helped them a lot in that. But I agree, Pat. I think like Detroit is very immune to the letdown game. They're very well coached. They have very level-headed coaching staff. They're up and prepped for everyone. And the arguments for Jacksonville are getting out of hand now. They got, I don't know how Jacksonville covered 7 last week against Minnesota.
Sam Darnold.
Yeah, 3 red zone interceptions for Darnold in that game. The yardage in that game was 402 to 143. And the Jags had 10 first downs and they covered the spread. They were only on the field for 17 minutes of offense. They stink. And Mac Jones is bad behind a bad offensive line. I agree. Pat.
Yeah, and this is, you said 14. It's 13.5 at Coolbet right now. I just checked 365. It's up to 14. How high does this go by Sunday?
That's about as high as it can go, I think.
Yeah.
If it breaks, let's say it gets to 14.5 at some point, because no one will bet on the Jags. Once it crosses 14, isn't the sky the limit up to 17?
Yes.
No,
I
don't think so.
I think, yeah, I would bet the game up to 16.5.
You would need some sort of, at this point in the week, we're recording this on Wednesday afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
You would need some sort of significant injury information in order to get this to go out further. And Jacksonville doesn't have anyone on the report where I mean, listen, I've been wrong many times before. I didn't win a pick last week, but I think 14.5 is kind of the max here before you would start to see some Jacksonville support from someone.
Has Pat disappeared? I don't see him anymore. Where'd he go?
I'm right here.
Patrick.
Oh,
we just see your name.
Oh, I see.
There you go. Oh, yeah, got it.
We get tricked when we don't see your melon.
Trickery.
Like it's just, sorcery. I don't know what's going on there, but that was pretty wild.
Well, maybe you don't need to
Bob,
see
you
me.
wanna go?
Maybe the picks would be better if you couldn't see me. Maybe that's the whole problem here.
We just do audio only show and we all get our own board like Cust has.
I don't think it's a problem. I just think we suck hard. And the thing is, we usually most years do very, very well. But yeah, hey, know what, Pat? I like your positive attitude. We're gonna tear it up till the end of the season. We're not giving up. There's a lot of football.
Listen, the community rallied around you, Cam. So we're gonna rally around the picks this week.
I would like to thank the Mayo community, everybody. I'll include you, Rob, even though I thought your contribution was just a joke about bingo cards and me versus Swifties. I meant no ill intent. You guys know me. I don't want to hurt anybody. The problem with today's society is I feel sorry for comedians. What do you do out there? Hey, everybody, did you see the guy walking down the street? His zipper was on that. Like, what do you talk about? Like, you can't have, like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, you ever heard the one? What are we doing here with people?
Like, listen, Cam, I get the backlash, but these people don't know you. Okay. So if somebody,
but I also didn't say I'm going to punch. Like I didn't say I'm going to hurt you, punch you, whatever. It was a little stupid. I admit it wasn't the smartest reference, but
you were ranting. You were ranting. It was heat of the moment.
Yeah, it's a sports show.
This is what people actually love about you on this network: is that you actually get into these rants and you just say things, and that's what makes you you. I've worked with Cam for many years. He's one of the most generous people I've ever met in my life.
I will steal your lunch, though. There's
but you know what,
my bad traits are stealing other people's food and sniffing and finding hidden food.
Cam, every single winning day that you had when we worked together at the office, you would come in the next day with coffees and donuts. You would bring stuff for people. You share the wealth. You're a genuine, kind-hearted person.
Thank you, Rob.
And people who attack you and say stupid things like that, at your like lowest point, they don't understand who you are as a person. Just ignore them. It doesn't matter. And I'm going to stand in solidity with you, Cam. This week for my gold pick, I am going to that game and I'm going on the side of Taylor Swift. I'm taking the Chiefs plus 2.5.
I don't wish you well. I hope the Bills, honestly, you know what? It's a great pick. Kansas City will win as a dog all the time. I can't cheer for you. I had Kansas City fans threaten to kill me if I come to Arrowhead. Well, you got to find me at Arrowhead. Yeah, Pat said they're probably in a basement watching the game. They're obviously not attending. So here's the deal. I hope the Bills kick the crap out of them, but taking the Chiefs as a dog is always a recipe for money. So, Rob, great pick. I just can't be on your side after what has happened this week. I am even more of a Bills fan now. Thank you.
Do you have a gold pick?
I wouldn't call it gold. I got
Well,
a pick.
Here, this is what I will let you do, Cam. This was my surprise to you for the week. You can use
Really?
you can use the Grey Cup game if you have a strong lean on that.
I kind of like your angle, but I know what? Man, if Arbuckle, if you got Pat, you know what that line, Rob, you know this, that 3.5 was up there for like literally very short time.
Yeah.
Some people hit it because they thought Kelly might play with the injury. I got to tell you, Pat, and I'm not going to say this lightly. I actually think Winnipeg's going to win the game by 17 points. I'd lay 9.5, but I'm not going to make it a mineral pick because Arbuckle is turnover prone. And one thing about the Canadian, I appreciate you doing that, by the way. And Rob, you know about the CFL, many possessions. Things add up in the CFL. It's not like the NFL, like they have 2 and out, 2 and out. If this guy can't do anything or makes mistakes, Winnipeg has been hot as hell. They're a very, very good football team. Mike O'Shea, they've been there before. He needs another Grey Cup for his legacy. I think the Bombers murder them, but it's very hard, Rob, to pass up 9.5 points, right? Are you going Argos?
I agree. I don't know about this game enough to be able to make a solid opinion. I think Pat made a mistake here by allowing you to choose that and not giving you like some Wednesday night MAC games like Ohio, Eastern Michigan.
Well, the game,
Miami, Ohio.
The show's not going to be out by the time that those happen.
Good call. What a game by Buffalo and Ball State. Big comeback by the Buffalo Bulls. The thing is, can the Bills do something like that against Kansas City? Probably not. My gold pick is going to be Jameis Winston in a revenge game against the Saints.
Yep.
What am I getting, Pat? 1.5 with the Browns or just one log?
I got one right now, unless you can find a 1.5.
Okay, I'll take one plus one logs.
One. Yeah,
it's with the Browns. That's what my girlfriend, I remember she cracked that joke to Morency. He was like over there. She goes, I'm taking the Browns to the Super Bowl, meaning like flooding the toilet. But he kind of went, he goes, Lisa, the Browns have no chance. No chance at all. She goes, Cameron, it was the best. I go, how do you he's in football mode. He's not understanding your references about shit. Give me the Browns +1.
Explain to me this, Rob, and how the money works on this, because I'm somewhat confused by it and just want to know how much this point is actually worth. Because you can bet Cleveland +1 at -111, or just take the money line at -105. You save 6 cents on the money line.
No, but we're doing a spread show.
No, I know. I understand that, but just are those 6 cents worth it, Rob?
So +1 at -111, or money line -105.
I'd rather +1.
They're basically the exact same thing.
Good call, Rob.
There's that the amount of times that it's going to land one for the put. Yeah, it's basically the same thing. Personally, I would play the money line, but mathematically they're the same.
Okay, I was curious about that.
Okay, you know what? I'm not changing my pick, and I lied again. Can I ask you your opinion on this game?
Yeah,
I'm not changing.
Yeah, I would have potentially used it as my gold, and I actually just wanted to make a joke with my gold, and now I fucked up because I actually can't even use it.
Well, yeah. Don't worry. Don't worry. You'll get some emails saying your jokes aren't very funny, Rob. They're horrible and cruel. But anyway, take Kansas City.
I mean, Mahomes is an underdog, Rob. You said that's paid in the past?
Yeah. No, Rob said basically, don't have sex with your wife. If you bet against Mahomes, I forget the quote, but it was
I said you have no mojo.
Yeah.
You know, if your wife wants to have sex tonight, tell her you can't. You cannot perform.
So if the Bills cover against the Chiefs, I don't even need I'm going to be like made of like graphite and titanium and put a hole through a wall. Is that the way it's going to work? Because I mean, betting the Chiefs.
Yeah, no, listen, it's not just Mahomes as a dog. Like, you have to handicap each game in a vacuum, right? But
Rob, the Bills have beaten them 3 of the last 5 times they played. They play Kansas City pretty tough.
100%. I'm
worried about
I'm not
the
suggesting
receivers, though.
Exactly. So that's what, like, Keon Coleman is out. Amari Cooper and Dalton Kincaid both didn't practice. I think Cooper will play. I don't think Kincaid will. That matters. Their right tackle, Spencer Brown, he's dealing with a bad ankle injury. It's very swollen. They asked him today if he's going to play. He didn't seem super optimistic. They don't have any other tackles. The rest of their tackles on IR, the only tackle they have is this Ryan Van Demark guy. I don't even know who he is. I had to look him up. He's an undrafted tackle out of UConn. That's a big problem against George Karlaftis if he has to play. Yes. So it's not just Mahomes as a dog. That's part of it. Mahomes wins close games. There's been 29 games in his career where he's minus 2.5 point favorite or less, or an underdog, he's won 21 of those 29. That's
Rob,
72.4% hit rate. That's high.
Amazing. He's amazing. I'm not
He
taking
wins
anything
games.
away from Kansas City. They're a great football team. But I did have an issue when he was caught on the mic and the NFL put all the stuff down, going up to the ref saying, when that offensive player's near me, talk to me. Who the hell does that? You tell me who does it.
The best,
and you tell me how many times the right tackle moves.
Oh, yeah.
Before
Happens
the
every
play
week.
starts, and how many times they win a game on a blatant holding call. I rest my case. And all you Kansas City people, I've had Kansas City fans tell me I'm right. It's like enough is enough, man. Like, I get it. You're a good football team. They don't need any more help. They're amazing. Like, I'm not trying to hey, Rob, the Chiefs is a dog. It's almost like printing money, but
my only counter to that, and you're right to feel the way you are. I would have listened. The best players tend to get the best calls across every sport. We know this across pro sports, but you know that this is going to happen. It shouldn't be a surprise when it does. This is my whole thing about the people who complain online about these guys get I bet against them. They get all the calls. It's like, well, if you fucking know they're going to get the calls, then stop betting against them. That's my only thing about that.
It's hard though, Rob, because it's on one play in the game that changed everything. Like, they were very lucky to be undefeated. Like, they're playing with fire right now. They're a wicked football team, arguably the best in the league, but think about how many times they don't cover either. Denver played their asses off.
I don't want Kansas City in big favorites. They're not winning.
No.
They don't have an explosive offense.
Correct.
All they do is methodically move down the field
and do it well.
They find the most, but coaching matters, right? They block a field goal to win last week's game. Okay, Denver has a 35-yard field goal. If you see after the week, the Kansas City coaching staff targeted one particular player on the Denver offensive line because they watch him in special teams and say, we can block if we go after that guy. And they all went after that guy and they blocked the field. They have a good coach team with a good defense and a great quarterback. And the Bills could easily blow that out in this game. I'm not suggesting that, but I just love the idea.
It's strong, Rob. The Bills, blowing out the Chiefs will be very hard to do. And let's give them one thing. I know we all live in this world, go for it. Take a look at how Kansas City wins. They're happy to put 3 points on the board with Butker. They're an old school team. That's what I actually like about the Chiefs is all these other teams. I'm Brian Dable. I'm going to go for a 2-point conversion when you don't need to. You know what Kansas City does? They take points. And at the end of the game, I'm like, wow, that field goal they took instead of going for it on 4th and 3 really helped them in this game. It happens all the time. Great coaching.
Yeah, but you also have to reverse that back the other way. Taking the field goal as the good team is usually more beneficial. It's when you're the crap team. That's when you start going for 2 because you need those points. The field goals aren't worth it. Look at the Rams on Monday night against the Dolphins.
Brain dead.
Just let's sit here and kick some field goals. This is going to work out.
McVay, everyone in the world knows that you cannot kick the field goal. They kick it. Brain dead. McVay, for as smart as he is, as
dumb stuff.
A game planner, get that guy away from making in-game decisions.
Agreed.
And I going into the year, they hired someone to be on staff to help with in-game decision making. They had a couple times this year, early in the season, where they went for it on 4th downs that McVay wouldn't go for it on, and they didn't get it. It seems like he just cut that guy off now because he's making his own calls that make no sense. No sense. How they kicked the field goal on 3rd down, by the way. Who does that anymore?
That was a thing.
Point.
If you were planning on kicking the field goal on 3rd down, they should have kicked the field goal a minute and a half earlier.
Yes. Pat.
But if that was your plan, because you need to get the onside kick back either way,
and then maybe get the ball back.
Yeah, then maybe you get the ball back, and then you actually have time to score a touchdown.
Every time a commentator says you got to kick it on 3rd down just in case you fumble the snap, I want to reach through the screen and punch that person in the head. This never happens. Yeah. They don't fumble the snaps.
Ask Tony Romo.
And 100 kicks,
the one time on a 2-point conversion, Pat.
Yeah. I would say out of 100 times they fumble it 0.5. I don't even know if it's 1 out of 100. What is it?
It's not 1 in 1,000. It doesn't happen. When was the last time that a team fumbled a snap on a 3rd down kick and then had another opportunity to kick on 4th? It doesn't happen. It's a complete waste of a down. They could have went for the end zone on that one play. Anyways, some of these guys, they're
mineral
very
are we
smart
on?
in football terms. Like they know how to game plan and how to get a guy open and this and that. But making any in-game decision, get like a teenager off his couch who plays Madden every day. I guarantee that kid knows what to do and when to go for it because they live through it every single day.
We're at the time of year where people are going to ask you what you want for a gift, and you're going to say, I don't want anything, or I don't know. Here's an answer. Doer. My Doer pants I got last week are the most comfortable pieces of clothing that I own. I got a pair of denim stretch jeans and these joggers. These joggers are amazing. You get them in a whole bunch of colors, but they don't look like joggers. So when you go out into public, I mean, we would wear crappy jogging pants out in public because they're so comfortable all the time, but then people see you're like, who is this absolute goober walking around in his joggers wearing his pajamas? No. The Doer joggers look so good. They are lightweight, they are stylish, they are relaxed, and beyond anything, they again are the most comfortable things I own. I wore them like 3 days in a row, which is a lot for a pair of pants. I absolutely love my Doers, and I know you're gonna love them too. Check out Doer's flagship stores in LA or Denver, or shop online at shopdoer.com/PME. Right now, here's the thing. My listeners, you good people, listening to the Pat Mayo Experience, get 20% off your first purchase when you use my exclusive URL, shopdoer.com/PME. This is an awesome deal. Don't wait. Go get 20% off right now at shopdoer.com/PME. Silver picks for week number 11. Rob, I'll give you the chance to go first because I am ready to go with a hilarious pick.
Oh, hilarious pick. Let me just see if there's something I like enough to go ahead of you right now. Cam went Cleveland. I will go just in case, because I could see you taking this from me, Pat. So I just want to take it anyways. I'm going to take the Rams. We just ripped McVay. I'm going to take the Rams and I'm going to take the 4.5 with them.
Yeah, that was going to be my bronze pick as well. I think because the reason that I brought it up was to tee up that because of what happened on Monday night, I think we're getting a pretty generous number here.
Yeah, I think so. Like look at the way the Patriots have been priced at home this year. They were 7-point dogs to the Jets, 7.5 to the Texans. They're 4.5 to the Rams now. The one thing that the Rams got killed on last week was the interior of Dolphins D-line. Zach Sealer was back on Monday Night Football. They did a great job getting pressure. They got home pretty regularly. The Patriots can't do that. And I know people might say, well, the Patriots had 9 sacks last week. The Bears have 4 missing starters on the O-line. Of course, they had 9 sacks in that particular game. I think the Rams bounce back on offense. I love Drake May. I think Drake May is going to be a great pro, but we got to pump the brakes a little bit. He's got no O-line. He's got no wide receivers. You look at his 5 starts, the team hasn't had a success rate higher than 43%, and that's against some bad defenses like Jacksonville. He's okay. He'll move the ball here and there, but asking him to keep up with the Rams, I think it's a good buy spot.
We've talked about this a long time ago, and we were right. The Bears' body language reeks. They want Eberflus out. Like, you can't let New England beat you by margin. Like we were on New England, all of us. But the thing is, that team, there is a major malfunction going on with the Chicago Bears. And I know as a player, you want to team up and go, me, Pizzola, and Pat were on a team. Well, don't worry, guys. We got to play for contracts, our family, everything else. But I think they might hate this guy so much. Like, it looks like they're tanking. Like, what is happening to the Bears?
So they fired Shane Waldron as the OC, and DJ Moore and Keenan Allen today basically did a public roast of Shane. They basically said like it was terrible. We were running very vanilla offense. This. So you wonder what that's going to be. But at the end of the day, if you can't block for Caleb Williams, you're not going to go anywhere. Caleb Williams, he unfortunately he just doesn't have the escapability right now. He's kind of deer in the headlights, and that happens to a lot of rookie quarterbacks when they face pressure. So I don't know how much is going to change in 1 week, but you're right, Cam. Like that team that was a dead team going into last week.
Sure was.
It's funny in real because I was thinking about siding with the Bears in that game at +6, and in real time it just dropped from 6 to 5.5 to 5 as I was looking at the screen.
Some just on that game, the weather looks like it's worsening as of right now as well. And typically when that happens, you get under money and you get an underdog money as well, because it starts to shrink. The total's down to 40 now, and it was in like 42.5 range earlier this week as well. So that's maybe part of it. I also haven't seen the Bears injury report yet. But if their left tackle's practicing, that would have an impact as well if Braxton Jones is practicing.
And Cam, everyone's favorite stat, the team that plays the Lions loses the next week. So we have two teams because Green Bay was on bye last week. You have Green Bay and Houston who are both going to lose for sure. It just set that in stone.
I don't know what to do with those games.
I don't think Houston's going to lose.
Well, you say that now, but every game this year, Rob, that's what happened. People tell me this.
Cooper Rush had 49 pass yards on 26 attempts last week.
Hey,
it's not even humanly possible.
Do you know what the Run the Sims best prop of the week was? Cooper Rush, under passing yards.
Yeah, I would say that was a pretty damn good bet in hindsight. They can't do anything. Like, I feel bad for the guy. He doesn't have arm strength. They got no wide receivers get open. They can't run the ball. They got no O-line. I don't know. I don't want to pat myself on the back for one thing I got right last week because I had a horrible week. But
why not?
The Cowboys suck. I've been preaching this all year
Horowitz.
long. They suck. Why is everyone bet the Cowboys every week? What are they expecting to happen? Remember when it was like, oh, Dak Prescott, he's injured now. He sucked it. Yeah, you see why he sucked this year because the whole fucking team sucks. Of course he sucks. Cooper Rush, he blows against D'Amico Ryan's defense. Oof.
Dude, my Dallas 10.5 and under 9.5 wins bet. I've done a lot of dumb things, but that was one of the best bets I ever made.
Yeah. Yep.
Well, here's a bad bet for you. It's my silver pick, which have been going horribly for me.
Don't worry, Pat. I got even shittier stuff coming up. You got to see what's in my literally my picks are the things that float in toilets. But continue.
Coming off bye week, traveling across the country to an earlier game is going to be my silver pick. I'm taking the Raiders +7 against Miami on the short week. I did not find them impressive at all against the Rams. And I know the Raiders aren't very good. They are starting Minshew. That actually came out today. I thought they would start Ritter. I actually liked it more when they were starting Ritter because it was 7.5.
Is that shot of Minshew you?
No, it's not me.
Who is it?
It's
so small. That's not
him.
Minshew.
That's Gardner Minshew.
That's Gardner Minshew.
Wow, he looks like an absolute. Now I know why he plays for the Raiders. He looks like a fucking pirate swashbuckler. That's a great look. And no, he kind of looks like Dave Grohl if he did a Just for Men commercial. No play for Mr. Gray.
Looks a little like Keith Hernandez with that mustache.
He's got that in him too, Rob. That's dark beard though. That's the brush in colored gel.
Yeah,
I know. My old tenant Joe used to use it, and I'm like, wow, Joe, the sink's black. You didn't need to lay it on that thick. It's not tar. Just put a little in, and maybe the ladies. That's the best. Mr. Graybeard approaches Miss Hottie. Rejected.
I worry that the Dolphins wreak havoc on the Raiders offensive line like they did on Monday night. But again, this is just more of a play against Miami. I wasn't super impressed with their offense. Tyreek looks bad, man. And he's very clearly hurt. He's not 100%. And I don't know what they do after him. Maybe they feed A-Chain 45 times and that's good enough. And they win by 30 points. I just think the Raiders will keep it close.
Yep.
Raiders not afraid. Raiders not afraid to take some field goals either, though, and so they can cover the 7 without even being in contention.
Antonio Pierce will do that for sure. That down in the game, he's dying to kick a field goal to cover that spread.
Hey, that's the thing. Just get the spread covered any way you can. Who cares? Raiders covered.
Be on the goal line down 9. He's going to send out the field goal unit on third down just in case they fumble the snap. Obviously,
are you guys ready for an ultra shit pick as silver?
Is it the Titans?
Yes.
There we go. Yeah.
How'd you know?
It's fairly predictable at this point.
As we say, as I roll into the interrogation room, I'm basically you guys already know. Mr. Stewart, we saw you you and Jameis Winston stealing those crab legs at you got me. Yeah. You know I'm coming back to 10. Listen, people can say all they want. They lost by 10 points. I know one of them was a backdoor touchdown, but they didn't play that poorly in that game. Minnesota's not really winning by margin right now. I think this is a spot. Am I crazy? Perhaps. I will take 6 points with Tennessee. It's that or other games, and I got to stick with this one. It's not my guys. I really think Minnesota will win this game by a field goal.
I can see it, but I think part of your disastrous against the spread record is taking Tennessee every week, and they're 1-8 against the spread.
Yeah, it's a real problem. But if I get off them, then they cover. See, my logic is so bad.
It feels like a big number with the way Minnesota's playing now. It does. I'm very, very worried about Levis against Flores.
Well, I want to take the Steelers, but I think that's going to be a massive public dog. against Baltimore in that game. Right?
That doesn't mean it can't win. I like Pittsburgh too.
Yeah. I mean,
That's why I'm saying, Pat, can we next year do instead of 3? Can we call it the 6-pack?
I mean, you can just give your 6 at the end of the show.
No,
Yeah.
but only the real ones count against the number, and my number is horrible right now. But yeah, I'll take Tennessee.
Tennessee plus 6.
I'm not even gonna fight it.
I can't back Tennessee. They're too bad.
Oh, I understand.
I'm in the same boat. I don't think it's a bad play. It's just I can't actually put my own money down on it. That's where I'm at with Tennessee.
No, I get it.
I'm looking at the Tennessee box score last week, to Cam's point, and you would look at Tennessee and the Chargers. If you didn't know the score, you'd be like, how did one of these teams blow the other team out? They have the exact same stats across the board.
Tennessee
but they do
always
this every
finds
week.
a way to screw
They
it up.
always do this.
But the thing is, they might screw it up, but not screw it up by 6. That's the whole thing. Like, you know what I mean? It's not in this +2, +2.5, 3. It's 6. So even if they are winning and you get a pick 6, maybe they'll lose by 4. I think the number's too big.
Yeah, and you have the Darnold out that he'll just throw it to the other team, which is helpful.
Good, which is awesome. Do it a lot, Sammy.
Yeah.
Has my hate of Minnesota, Rob, do you think gone too far? It's just they feel like they're.
I don't know.
They feel like a sinking ship.
It seems to be a real problem. I don't think you've experienced levels of high as mine, but you do. Like Skol, I can tell you one thing: if you were chewing tobacco, man, you wouldn't be buying Skol. You'd be buying the rival. That's for sure. Skol Wintergreen's a nice touch too. I used
to enjoy mint Skol. It used to be my jam in high
That's
school.
what it is. Skol Wintergreen.
No. Mint is a different flavor.
Oh, it's different than wintergreen?
It is different.
Wintergreen was mint.
Wintergreen had too much fiberglass. Wintergreen
there's peppermint, there's spearmint, there's lots of different types
Whatever it is, I haven't met a Skol product that I didn't like. My buddy lived in Georgia, and these guys are bringing their dip cup. Like the whole, I was like, wow, man. And I tried it. I liked it.
We all used to chew tobacco in high school because you could do it while you're like playing football, playing baseball, doing whatever. And we would have like dip cups around with us. The problem is when you started to want to get laid all the time, dip cups not super helpful in getting laid. So that's when I took up smoking.
Yeah. That's a good
nice
point.
Though, to all enjoy a good chew together.
Hold honey. I got this like black sewage, and I'm gonna put that on the coaster beside the bed. Can I take my pants off? Yeah,
in a clear water bottle, you know.
Yeah, at least Pat, if you're rolling out of Belmont, she's like, "Wow, this guy's not even buying Hutters or DKs, the cigarettes from the native establishments. He's actually buying the high grade smokes. This guy might be a keeper. Let's get naked."
Did that ever happen, Pat? Did that ever work for you? Buying the high grade smokes?
I'll tell you one thing. If you roll it, Pat's right. Pat. I just one quick story. I talk too much. I can tell when my cheap ass buddies buy the DKs and putters, the smell of those smokes doesn't even smell. Like, it doesn't have the aroma. Like, I could deal with cigarette smoke. That stuff it doesn't smoke the same. It doesn't taste the same. That's why you get a carton for $20. It's not good.
I will say
it's like using one-ply toilet paper when you get Sherman or Cottonelle. You got to upgrade. Sorry, man. You get what you pay for.
The scenario that Cam has laid out about women seeing you smoke the higher brand cigarettes getting you laid is not so much the case. However, smoking has got me laid a lot because it
really
it's like a woman asking for a cigarette.
Being able to, because you have to go outside and smoke, that it gets you some one-on-one time with people. There's people out there that you can meet that you wouldn't meet inside of the bar because they're outside there smoking. It's just a great opportunity to meet people. But people don't smoke anymore.
Unisex can. You're right. Going outside to smoke's probably a better move.
That's the move. That just get you some one-on-one time.
You're not gonna probably meet them at the buffet because that's a high grocery bill. Yeah, smoking it does have some positive qualities.
Yeah, but I don't think that people smoke anymore. So I mean, I've been married for 10 years now, so it's.
You still smoke?
No, well, yeah, I still have cigs from time to time.
I quit smoking. I still smoke other things, but not tobacco. My doctor gave me. You know what it was, Pat? When you talk about health, they give you a list, and I go, "Listen, bro, some of these things off the list aren't being gone." He goes, Let's just start here, Mr. Stewart. Take one thing off the list, and I quit smoking. And I got to be honest with you, the only time I ever crave a smoke is after a beautiful Italian meal. I really want to light one up right at the table. That's the only time I miss it. It's great after a huge meal. Okay. The best. Or with alcohol. Shit, smoking's good with everything. I had to quit. It really is. I see those commercials. Pat, I got these old like magazines where like the hot chicks in like spandex. So it's like Newport. you're the man. Like, you know what I mean? Like you can't do that anymore. Guy's on the ski lift getting a boner. Like he's ready to rock. He's already in. Yeah, baby, we'll do the Diamond Black Hill, and then you come back to my chalet. I also cut wood and light fires.
Bronze picks for the week. Cam, do you got a bronze pick?
Damn right I do. I would call it more of a shit pick, but we're going with Frank Falcon plus 2.5. Bounce back game for the Atlanta Falcons this week. I think they could do well. Horrible loss to the Saints. That is troubling. People are going to be, you know what? The Broncos played a great game against Kansas City. You still lost, but this is a very important game for Atlanta. I know a lot of people are probably going to agree with this game. I also like the Steelers, but I know I'm just worried. I don't know. I like the Steelers, but I'm going with the Falcons. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I can see it. It feels like a letdown spot for Denver too. I just can't peg Atlanta on any week. I just don't know what team is going to show up, but their roster is better than Denver's roster. We'll see if they can.
Can I ask one question?
Sure.
What do you guys about this Jets Indy game? Like that game is perplexing.
I mean,
are the Jets going to cover?
Don't take
Indy's Bernard Raymond is on he's probably not going to play. So Indy's going to have 3 rookie offensive linemen.
That's a problem.
And Anthony Richardson is playing quarterback.
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm not saying I would bet the Jets, but like,
what are the Jets right now? Is it 4?
4.
Yeah. Indy took money as soon as Richardson was announced. They took money and then it got bet back the other way pretty much immediately. So someone liked Richardson starting, and then someone said, no. And it got bet back.
I actually think it works out because I broke this down when I did the fantasy rankings, which if you're listening to the audio version of the show is after we finish this show. It'll be tagged on to the back end of the podcast if you're looking for it. But I had to drop the Jets defense down fantasy-wise because when you have a fantasy defense, obviously you want to be playing Joe Flacco, who's going to throw the ball 45 times in the game and throw it to you. Mm-hmm. They're going to limit everything that Anthony Richardson does here. And even if they have 3 rookie offensive linemen, like the Jets' run defense is putrid. The game plan here is to run the ball 50 times between Richardson and Taylor and just don't throw it. I think they can cover the 4. Then you have to ask the Jets to cover the 4 at the same time too, which is tough for them because they're terrible.
But it's kind of the defense where they could do that because Bradley doesn't send pressure. He drops into cover 3 all the time. The problem Rodgers has been having in recent weeks is as soon as teams send pressure, he doesn't know what to do. It's like he's not even a veteran quarterback. It's really weird to watch. I don't have a strong opinion. I wanted the Jets at 3. I'm pissed off I didn't bet the Jets at 3. Maybe it'll come back and work in my favor because they just fucking suck so bad. And I don't even know why.
I know Rodgers is one of these guys who's going to come back, but he can't play football next year. He's washed.
He's toast.
I don't know, but the problem with the Jets is they've already given up everything. You know what I mean? It's like, what a disaster.
Also, and ever since they fired Saleh, their defense has been horrible. Like fell off a cliff after they fired Saleh.
So basically, the owner's thinking you need to buy so much Head and Shoulder. Isn't a Johnson & Johnson product? But there's a lot of rivals out there. Like these guys are done. They're done.
So right now, for my bronze, Rob, I'm between the Niners and the Chargers for my bronze pick, now that you've stolen the Rams from me.
I will say this, Pat, as a Seahawks fan, do you know the average margin of victory? I think it's last 6 that San Francisco's played.
Like 20.
They beat Seattle by an average of 14 points.
Yeah, and Seattle sucks outdoors.
And it's a Geno outdoor game.
Yeah.
You guys make it that simple, like Geno outdoors equals loss. Like he's done some outdoors.
No, okay. Here's the real problem with the Seahawks offense is
it's not any good.
They have they take so many negative plays. They have the longest third down distance to convert of any team in the league regularly, which this shouldn't happen. They take offensive holding penalties. He takes sacks.
Snapper's a fool.
At least once a week, there is a play in the Seahawks backfield where the ball gets snapped over Geno's head and Kenneth Walker has to jump on it.
Yeah.
It's clockwork. And eventually San Francisco is going to put together a complete game. Like you talked about, what game was it? The Minnesota and Jacksonville game last week where Minnesota outgained them by triple whatever it was. San Francisco outgained Tampa Bay by double in terms of yards. It was just like Atlanta and New Orleans. Atlanta killed New Orleans and lost the game. Like Tampa Bay should have lost by 20 points last week to the Niners. It just didn't. So I'm going to make the Niners. They were my bronze pick last week. It lost. I'll take them at home now. 6.5 against the Seahawks as my bronze pick. But I wanted to point this out though, because I brought it up on every single show. So I figured I'd tell you guys as well. Right now at Bet365, Tampa Bay in-season win total over-under is 8.5, and they play nobody besides the Chargers to end the season.
You take a quick look at it. Probably divisional games, right?
Yeah, they
Divisional
they play Carolina twice, and they're done with Atlanta. They play Carolina twice,
Carolina's hot,
and New Orleans. Oh yeah, they're great. They're another like the Giants should have beat them by 10. Like the Giants wildly outgained them.
So Pat, let's recap again with old Mike Mush, aka Larry Lemon. Rob knows every term being Italian. I'm on the Niners and Giants. Both were in my mineral package last week. Correct. The Niners were first and goal, holding, imaginary call. They sent them back. They were going to score a touchdown. Like, I'm watching this game going, really? Like, really? The fact the Niners didn't cover in that game was
their
disgusting.
kicker also missed 3 field goals.
What?
Their kicker missed 3 field
goals.
Yeah.
And they win by 3. And all we had, didn't we get 5.5? He makes one of those we cover.
Yeah, Tampa.
I'm not gonna lie, that was one of the few games I won last week. It was very, very undeserved.
I'm always on the wrong side of bullshit. But you know what?
The 49ers don't score in the red zone. That's the McCaffrey will eventually change that once they work him in more and more. But they are the worst red zone team around. They move the ball. It happens. Their offense looks so succinct, and then they fucking can't score all the time. That's my issue with the Niners. But at some point, that's going to reverse with McCaffrey back because he's such a good red zone weapon.
Plus 120 for over 8.5 wins for the Bucs. And the remaining schedule, Cam, is at the Giants, at the Panthers, home Raiders, at the Chargers, tough game, at the Cowboys, at home Panthers, at home Saints.
You know what? You sold me, and I'm always looking for a reason not to do something. At worst, they lose 2 of those games.
Hey, they lose 2, they cover the number. And the thing is, they'll be favored in 6 of those games, right, Rob?
Rob, yes. Do you think how many games do you think they lose 2 of those?
And they could lose all of them. It's the Bucs and it's the NFL. But like, if you're going to give me plus 120,
they could lose to Drew Lock next week.
Yeah, for sure. They could beat. But they should also beat them by like 30.
Drew Lock starting.
I think they're going to go Drew Lock after the bye. I've heard that they're going to go Drew Lock.
Get out those rookie cards.
Forgot about that.
Hey, the best is, you know what? I really want Drew Lock to do well because I could come back with some ammunition. But here's the deal. The Giants are so damn bad. Like, he's up against it. Like, it's not going to be easy for anybody playing quarterback for that team. Man, they suck.
They just make such terrible like maybe that's what Drew Lock can do as long as he just doesn't make brain dead decisions. And listen, I get go ahead.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, Pat. No, I shouldn't interrupt. Do you know how many games they didn't cover by his 2-point conversion chart misreads? The guy's a fool. Like, the Giants do everything wrong. They don't go for things when they're supposed. It's opposite world.
I got to tell you,
Rob,
the flea flicker play last week was the encapsulation of the entire Brian Daboll, Daniel. First of all, who calls a flea flicker on 3rd and 1 at? It's like the most likely scenario for you to take a negative play is a flea flicker, and you call it on 3rd and 1. Second of all, they get 2 wide receivers open downfield, and Daniel Jones just eats the ball like he refuses to throw it. It was just a disaster. That team is a joke. Coaching staff, offensive line, quarterback play. Even the defense outside of their defensive line is a disaster right now.
Thibodeau's good. He's a good player.
He's injured, though. That's a problem. He's been injured. Yeah.
I actually don't think that Daboll is a bad coach or a bad play caller. He just seems to forget the fact that he has Daniel Jones playing quarterback for him. Like, with a competent quarterback, these plays would be good.
Mm-hmm.
Another thing about Jones is, too, when you have a quarterback that's athletic like that, you design run play. Like, their play calling sucks, Pat. Rob's so right. They do. When you can have, like, when it's a 3rd and 1, you're going to bust out 2 runs. You're going to get the first down. Like, there's no need to be tricky. There's no need to be cool. Like, just
if the Giants do not get any yardage on 1st down, they are running or throwing a quick screen on 2nd down every time to get 4 yards to try to make 3rd down. Man, it's the most predictable offense. One of the most predictable.
Houston has the most predictable offense.
Yes.
Seattle did that too in the old days. I remember they're playing Dallas in like playoff games. It's like they're doing great. Lockett's on fire. Let's run for 1 yard. Let's run for it. And we throw incomplete, punted back. Like, very similar things where Pete Carroll's running the show. Yeah, it's unacceptable, man. Bad, horrible play.
Well, we need a bronze pick from you, Rob, to close this out.
Yeah, let's do it, Rob.
I don't have one.
Well,
Oh, you don't have
You could have
one,
used
do
the
ya?
last 20 minutes
give-
when we were talking about smoking to pick one.
Seriously, like, yeah, I'm
Guys,
talking about guys in Newport.
If you don't think
Ashton
I've been
Lane.
looking up and down the board for the last 20 minutes while we've been having this
Take
conversation,
the Steelers.
no, I won't take the Steelers.
Yeah, you got a problem with that game. See, okay.
I have a problem with taking the Steelers at 3. 3.5 was different.
That was my
3,
number.
I have a problem.
Just
You know
take 'em-
what?
take 'em on
I'm
the
just
money
going to
line.
stick with my conviction
Okay.
and pick against my own favorite team every week, like I continue to do. I'll take the Texans. I know the Texans offense leaves a lot to be desired. Collins is back this week, gives them a downfield threat. I have zero faith in the Cowboys to score. I know this is like a square pick, as is every single week the opposing team that plays the Cowboys. And all these teams do is keep covering because the Cowboys are a
It's
disaster.
not a square pick either. Houston lost that game to Detroit in heartbreaking fashion. People are like, ooh, it could derail their season. On the other hand, you're playing a team like Dallas. It could be a get right spot where you just punch them in the face and win by like 13, right?
I agree. I'm just going to hope that happens. I don't have a lot of conviction, but it's the one I
It's a
like
tough
the
game.
most out of the rest, just
Yeah.
because I don't think Dallas is capable of scoring right now on anyone. How do they score? They're terrible. They can't do anything. They can't move the ball. It's a prerequisite for playing football is being able to gain yards.
Guys, I got a question too. If gambling companies are allowed to run sports ads, why can't we bring cigarettes and booze ads back to like, it's just like sports gambling. Like what makes it worse?
This
cares?
your camera's trying to get you off the screen as this show is presented by Underdog. Use code Mayo at Underdog right now.
What the hell is happening? Is this thing like on a move? The best was when I did the Led Zeppelin, the thing where it was like all vivid and stuff. I want to get back to that. Oh, dude, I want to get back to that Deep Purple song, man, because I want to smoke a fat one. That was awesome, but I don't even know if I could ever do that again. I'm not sure it's following me.
No, but it's moving
See,
the other way.
I figured out how to do it. You got to do it with the chair. See? Oh God, what the hell is going on now? Now there's just a
It's
big
on,
wall.
it's on. You have your camera on a chair?
He's yelling too. He has
You're
no
killing
idea.
poor Paul behind the camera.
Can't hear a word.
I can't hear a word you're saying.
See, look at everything's double again. It's like, whoa, man. Yeah, I gotta fix the camera. What wrap? Do you have a gold pick, Pat? Or are we waiting?
Gold pick. He gave his gold pick
Sorry,
55
Ron.
minutes ago.
Does he have a bronze pick?
I already gave that out. We're on to the teaser portion of the show.
Teaser. Okay. Just, I'm Schneider for one day at a time. Gotta get my tool belt out.
All right. Do you have a teaser pick, Cam, very quickly from the background there?
This camera sucks.
Nope.
There you go.
There we go. We're back. He'll put his headphones in. He'll get us back in. Yeah, here we go.
All right, Rob, do you want to jump in on the teaser here? Are you taking the Chiefs up to 8.5?
What's 8.5? How'd the teaser do last week?
It lost.
I don't want to lose my. I'll leave that to someone else if they want to, because I don't want to lose like a gold and the teaser and cost us just a horribly all around.
All right, I'm taking the Niners
So
down
are
to
we
a,
not comfortable
I'm,
taking the Steelers?
I'm taking the Niners
9.5?
down to a half point.
I like
Okay.
that pick, Pat.
Thank you. And I would say that Rob is either going to move up Kansas City or move down Houston.
I'm actually gonna go. I'm gonna move up the Bengals.
Oh,
I like that.
Moving
The
up the
Bengals almost
Falcons
made my minerals.
could be good too.
I just saw that Kirk Cousins didn't practice today with a right elbow
What?
and shoulder injury,
Ugh.
and now
What are
I'm
you
very
talking about?
concerned. Yeah,
He's back to Falcons. You didn't tell me this.
I just see it right now. I mean, we're doing a show together.
Oh God, I might have to switch off to the Bengals. No, I'm leaving it. I don't care. Whatever. Who's the backup again? Oh, it's Michael Penix. I don't care. Leave it.
Do you have a teaser leg to add? Niners, Cincinnati, and one for you.
What's the Monday nighter?
Cowboys,
Houston.
Texans.
Well, you just bring the Texans down, Rob. Can we do that?
Yeah.
I would like to do that. I just didn't want to give another derivative of.
I'll
my
do
picks.
it then, and I'll be the guy to blame if we screw it up, and I'll take the blame.
Okay, that's not your fault. I'm not going to blame. I don't
Oh,
blame
no.
people. People in the chat, the Swifties, they blame people. I don't.
Oh yeah, I got another one for them too. I was thinking, so I go on with chicken wings today, right? So I get an email that these people are thinking, yeah, here's what it is. It's SAPP, SAPP, Swifties against poultry pillaging. That's their stance. You know what? Fuck it. I love 10-cent wing night, and I wish I could go back to a time machine and get them. Those were the best days. We used to go to a bar. They give you a basket of wings if you ordered a pitcher. Now that's amazing. That's a dream bar.
I agree with
Yeah,
you.
they're coming at me.
I
Was that the Sports
remember.
Center Cafe that used to do that? Who used to do
No,
that?
no, it's a bar and port credit, Rob. Literally, you ordered a jug of their beer, like Budweiser or whatever, and they give you like, I think it was 50, not even like 5. They give you like 15 wings.
That's
So
where you were
you're-
going to move, right? That's where you said you wanted to move
Oh,
to?
we used to go there all the time.
Big life
And-
move. 20 minutes for you. Poor credit.
Yeah, well, just yeah. Why did you move there, sir? For the wings.
So
Actually, port credit's the nicest part of Mississauga. It's expensive like Toronto, Rob, because it's on
Yep.
the water.
Yep.
That's where the rich people live.
So
not me.
So I got one more surprise for you. I talked to my friend Ben Kramer from Unabated. They have like tools and resources. You need to become a sharper, better, real-time odds, Unabated. People know about Unabated, but Ben is awesome at CFL. So I told him to give me gold, silver, and bronze prop bets for the Grey Cup. Do you want to hear them?
I do. I bet one of them is Argo's running back over.
I can just tell you what they are.
Just tell me what they are.
Toronto wide receiver DeVaris Daniels under 54.5 receiving yards is the gold selection for this game.
I agree, because Moxie's their go-to threat right now, and they're going to run the ball with Kadeem Carey. Remember Kadeem Carey, Rob, in the NFL?
Do remember
played for the
Kadeem
Chicago
Carey.
Bears,
Yes,
University of Arizona. Yeah, he's the running back, and he's going to get like 25 touches. He's going to be all over this game.
So his system, which you can get his at Unabated. He has the projection. He has the projection for 39.5 yards for Daniel. So the silver pick is Winnipeg running back Brady Oliveira. Sure. You give him over 69.5 rushing yards. The projection is 79 for him in terms of rushing yards. And the bronze pick, Toronto quarterback Bucky Arbuckle, over 255.5 passing yards. The projection spits him out at 280. And Ben crushes CFL props. So I just wanted to be able to give that out to you.
Pat, great picks. Ben used to come on our show. The guy was amazing when we did CFL picks and stuff. Another thing is Argo's playing from behind. Arbuckle's going to throw it all over the lot. I'd also make a bet Arbuckle to throw an interception. I'd even take over 1.5 interceptions. This guy's a turnover machine, but he also will hit a couple big deep plays.
Yeah, so if you want Ben's stuff, you go to Unabated, use code Grey Cup. I just wanted to give Ben a shout out because he's been giving me some good CFL stuff throughout the course of the year. And this is the Grey Cup. And Cam, you like the CFL, unlike Rob and I, so we're good.
Hey, it's the Grey Cup. Celebrate Canada. It's going to be a good game. Rob knows one thing. When our old boss Mike Gentili made our balls freeze off in a -40 weather, Henry Burris and Mike O'Shea stayed for the interview. Remember, Bradsy's like, "What the fuck are we doing out here? It's cold." These guys are like, "What is happening? Can we go indoors?" We're like, "What?" And they stayed to hang out with us. It was like the coldest day of the year. Always got a spot in my heart for Ginger Mike O'Shea.
Well, we'll do it. On the Pat Mayo experience, use code Mayo right now at Underdog and get yourself a deposit bonus of up to $1,000 and the free pick for whenever you want to use it. Thursday night, it's Jalen Hurts. You can throw it onto the 2 picks that I gave out earlier on the ranking show that are in the newsletter as well. A.J. Brown, higher receiving yards, and Zach Ertz, higher than 3.5 receptions in this game. You add on Jalen Hurts, you get 6-1. What do you got going on this week, Rob?
I got not much going on. Honestly, I'm going to New York, so I'm off for a few days, Thursday to Saturday, but I'm back on Sunday morning, 11 a.m. Eastern time. It's Pizza Buffet. I run through all the games, top to bottom, give any prop looks that I like as well. So tune in for that. Forward Progress, 11 a.m. Eastern time on Sunday.
And Cam, you're in better spirits.
I got a lot going on.
I know you got a lot going on.
Shout out to my dad, too. He's moved from Credit Valley to Mississauga. The surgery went well, so he's in rehab. And then I'm going to go see him. But tune in. Me and the mayor of Miami, Joe Ranieri, who from Wager Talk, we break down 3 hours of college football live betting. We will blow your, literally the bets we make on this show are out of control. But live betting in college, Rob, you get those crazy teams down early that come back. It happens all the time. It's a really good tool. As my camera continues to move without me doing anything, is there a fucking ghost in here? What is happening?
Could be the Swifties shaking your house from the outside.
I'm starting to get worried. Is there somebody in the backyard? Do I need a weapon? Do I need an aluminum bat? Actually, how do you scare those guys off? Bird feed? Wait. Tofu. That's how I get them off my property. Throw him some chunks of tofu. Get him out of here. Sorry, Pat. Probably shouldn't edit that. I got enough problems with these people as my screen continues to get farther and farther away.
That will do it for me on the Pat Mayo Experience. Tweet your well wishes at Cam Stewart Live on X. I'm at the PME. Smash the like, sub to the channel while you are here. And I will see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!